Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I've got game number 1 of a best of 1. So, it's a bit of Zerg versus Zerg and it's between, in the top left position, spawning as the red Zerg player from Team Liquid, TLO. And his opponent in the bottom right, the blue Zerg. Currently, on Mouse of course, it is VortiX. This is an old game, he's still on K3 here. Ooh. Of course, VortiX, one half of the Spanish Armada. Lucifer, his brother, the other. And boy, are they very, very good. But Overlord's coming out now. Just going to get a nice little scatter around. Of course, VortiX did very well in WCS EU recently. So, clearly doing pretty damn nice, which is good for him. But yeah, I'd say these two fairly evenly matched. TLO definitely on a good day can take games off VortiX and vice versa. So, don't know which way it's going to go. Who's going to be the aggressor? Who's going to be more defensive? Really, we'll just have to wait and see and what they choose to try and achieve. So, no early pulls. That much we know for sure. No cheesing is going to be occurring, most likely. Should be seeing pulls or hatches at around the 14-15 mark, most likely. Just both of them droning up. TLO with the GLHF and just VortiX with the have fun. Ooh, maybe not feeling so confident. Doesn't want to give TLO good luck. Doesn't want to give him that chance because, of course, luck would be a horrible way to lose a game. But TLO not worried about that, just being ever the most mannered as possible. So, Hatchery going to be coming down first for TLO. He usually goes Hatch first in ZvZ, very confident with that, but so is VortiX getting his down, knowing that TLO probably going to be going Hatch first. So, himself saying, well, if you hatch first, I'll hatch first. Want to go 2 hatch before pull? Little gentleman's agreement there, and of course then there'll be one of them who would just say, ha, I tricked you, I went for a speedling all in. And that would make all us, the fans, very disappointed. Or not, or very excited. One or the other. Pretty much like Marmite, half and half. And of course Marmite, if you're not British, I believe in Europe and over in Australia and stuff, it's called Vegemite or something like that. Weird, but it's Marmite. And if you don't know what Marmite is, look it up. And leave me a comment. Do you love Marmite or do you hate it? Because apparently, you're either one or the other. No one thinks it's like, it's alright. Or so they say. I love it. It's good stuff. Anyway, Extractor coming down here. We do have spawning pool there. Same really going on for VortiX. Pretty much mirroring each other. The drone count nearly identical. Just a slight advantage there for VortiX, but not by enough that I really worry. So, yeah, this is all just going normally about their stuff. VortiX slightly ahead on the gas, though. Quite a sizable amount, actually. He's going to be starting speed up fairly soon, whereas TLO's going to have to wait a couple more seconds for it. But as we can see, both players are spending about 100 gas a minute, so just over that. TLO probably about 40-45 seconds behind. Their speed started for VortiX. He's getting his 2 queens out. So, of course, though, is TLO. And they're just sitting around, just looking at each other with their overlords. Overlords are a bit creepy, really, if you think about it. They just float there, watching you. Would you really want that? Like, imagine if you open your window tomorrow, and you saw an overlord just floating there. Like, aside from the fact you'd be shocked that there was, like, an alien species on the planet, a Zerg invasion, and we're all probably going to die. Like, say, that would still just be pretty creepy. I don't know. At least it wasn't a Mutalisk. I guess you could look on the bright side, because they just try and kill you. So I guess just having someone creepily watching you is better than have something trying to kill you. I guess. What do you reckon? I definitely think that's better. Anyway, so yeah, we do just see here that things going pretty much normal for VortiX. He's going up to 2 gas pretty early, actually, compared to that of TLO, who's still just staying on the 1. And this really indicates that with the double evolution chamber, quick upgrade play from VortiX. I know that's pretty much pointing out the obvious, but TLO getting down his Bane Nest, wanting to go Ling Bling. This could be for one of 2 things. It could just be for heavily upgraded Zerglings. More likely, though, we'll see a Roach Warren shortly out of VortiX, and he'll be going for +1/1 Roaches. Could still be +1/1 melee in trying to get those Zerglings, but it's a strategy that hasn't been used that often, although, as I say, it's not used that often. There you go. 1/1 Zerglings are going to be coming out. So, this is... Yeah, the reason this is a bit more of an unusual strategy that isn't used as commonly as it used to be is just because Roach Hydra... very, very strong, and of course 1/1 is great, but it doesn't really have much of a follow through until Ultras. It's literally Zerglings and Ultras benefit from 1/1, so that is a bit annoying, but Zerglings sneaking in here. Gonna see the TLO taking that third gas pretty damn quick. Doesn't confirm that it's a third though, because has managed to make it in the main. Sees the baning though, good connection, denies the scouting, so losing that for TLO isn't too bad, but VortiX knowing that TLO is just droning up, he's going to go and secure up his third base exceptionally early. This is about a 7-minute third, which in ZvZ, pretty damn quick. Overlord placement looking good on both sides. TLO positioning these overlords so once his lair's done, he can generate creep from them to connect his third and natural base. A really smart play, which means you don't have to get an additional queen to get a creep tumor. And that's why he's doing it. It's a good way to run with these overlords, and it means you can just reinforce slightly quicker and get units around to defend. Now, TLO did manage to sneak this Zergling, gonna scout the double evolution chamber. Big scout there, knows exactly what is going to be coming from VortiX, and VortiX is moving up here with some Zerglings. He's got a couple already trying to force a denial on this hatch, and unfortunately the Baneling isn't going to be able to do too much, only killing 2 of the Lings there. TLO trying to get some more of his own out, but I think he's going to be forced to cancel this, especially with these additional Lings coming in. They're not even 1-1 yet, and they force this cancel. Very frustrating. Baneling does connect behind this. TLO, oh, 1 Baneling for 1 Zergling, not a good trade there. VortiX really being on top of this micro at the moment. Both players spiking up above 300. TLO, they're nearly hitting 400 APM, pretty sick. And of course, this is all because that third base went down. VortiX sniping that, forcing the cancel, absolutely huge. And now TLO has to deal some nice damage with this Spire. If he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble, especially if he doesn't force a cancel on the third of his opponent, which he very well may not, because 1-1 Lings, surprisingly effective against 0-0 Lings, even in slightly smaller numbers. And VortiX, well, he's got greater numbers. It's all about the Banelings, which are all back at home defensively placed. So TLO is not going to be able to force a cancel of that. Of course, the infestation pit now getting started up here for VortiX. So TLO needs to make something magical happen with Mutalisks. It's that simple. Without a third base, he's got to deal some huge amounts of damage. So we'll wait and see if he's able to do that. But of course, VortiX is keeping an eye out, saying you still don't have your third. What have you got planned? Well, centrifugal hooks is coming down. And this is all getting pretty damn crazy. VortiX is slowly picking apart everything of TLO. These Zerglings, every few that go down. A Baneling is coming in, but of course, with the +1 armor, it takes 2 Banelings to kill Zerglings. Yes, they're left with like 1 health, but still, that's a big difference. It means that it takes 2 Banelings to kill Zerglings rather than 1. It's pretty huge. Now, +1 missile attack and +2 carapace coming down, as well as a spore cooler or 2 at each base. Now the VortiX knows the Mutalisks are on their way forward. They aren't actually any out on the field yet, so VortiX did just get the scout down with something, but knows the Spire's there, getting down those spore crawlers, so they will be done before the Mutalisks hit. But look at this, TLO with some Banelings trying to morph, but the Zerglings have found it all. They're going to start trying to work away at it, but of course if these Banelings do morph in, we'll get a couple down. Good connection there though for TLO with the Mutalisk coming forward. He's going to be going for it. He's trying to do as much damage as he can. VortiX somewhat on the back foot. He's down slightly up in terms of the worker supply, but down heavily in terms of the army supply. But these Mutalisks have to be so careful. Spore crawlers deal huge amounts of damage to them, and that's what's really problematic. Now TLO picking apart these Zerglings as quickly as he can, trying to pick off a couple of those overlords, but 2 spores at every base is going to make this pretty tough. But the Zerglings assisting, taking down the spores, could be helpful. Oh, unfortunately a Mutalisk does go down there. Banelings rolling forward, some connections would be good, and that is exactly what TLO is going to be able to get there. A good little connection. He's flooding units, flooding out some more Zerglings. 7 infestors are on their way out. Those fungal growths could be very, very big. The spore pool, of course, trying to get taken out. Good connection there. TLO looking to be very strong, pushing in. Of course, another spore is still doing some nice damage. The Queen gets focused down. Big Baneling hits there, and suddenly VortiX's drone lead has been annihilated. TLO getting that momentum up. The fungal growths could be huge though, and there is the money. Fungal chain fungals need to be occurring even without them though. The spore cooler picking apart a good number, more infestors on their way back up, but we can see that Zerglings are picking apart everything. Fungal growths coming down. The Mutalisks trying to pick apart the infestors as fast as possible, but it's the Zerglings that are dealing the big damage. TLO may not have a third, but he's got more mutas. He has got more Zerglings on their way through. He's picking apart the infestors, which are really the only way to actively get rid of all of this. And of course Zerglings still streaming around everywhere. Regardless of the upgrade advantage, TLO has the Mutalisks, and he's using them so effectively, making sure that he's able to pick things apart. The Zerglings, of course, dealing some good damage, and now 24 workers have been killed. TLO trying to take up this third. The Banelings do still need to get some more good connections. The Mutalisks seeing exactly where these Zerglings are going to be trying to take them apart. But what is there defensively? A nice little wall off, a couple of Banelings morphing in. And of course TLO using his Zergling is still one lone Zergling, being a hero for VortiX. Says he's trying to take the third and needs to go and stop that, but the natural looking a little bit dangerous here. Banelings Mutalisks and Zerglings moving forward. The Infestors need to make sure they get some good fungals, or at least do something and not just die. Unfortunately, they didn't have the energy, so just die seems to be the option. Infested Terrans have been lobbed down, but the Mutalisks making short work of them, and with their quick health regeneration, will be able to start picking this apart. A fungal growth hits 3 Mutas, but without support, means that the Infestors just get taken out. VortiX losing a lot more than TLO, but TLO forced to cancel his third base once more, sending in some more Zerglings, trying to pick apart as many of these drones as possible. The third up and running, though, is the problem for really TLO, because even though he's taken out a lot of these workers, he's still not mining many more minerals, and that's because of this base. The Spore Cooler set up. If that Spore Cooler goes, suddenly TLO is going to be in a very good spot, but this is an intensely fought ZvZ, and I really don't know which way it's going to go. I'd say TLO still has the advantage just by having the slightly higher drone count, but while that Spore's up, it's going to be very helpful for him. Good little pickup of reinforcements trying to come through. A lot of Banelings here, and the Banelings could get some big hits, but being forced back. Zerglings trying to engage. The Spore Cooler is going down. There's 2 of them are essential. Good fungal growth on the Banelings there, but of course one of them sneaks through. The Infestors getting focused fairly quickly. 1 down, 2 down. The third one will survive as the Spore Cooler providing some more support. Good fungal growth on a lot of those Zerglings. The Infestor gets sniped down though. TLO trying to take a different third. Very smart play, hoping the VortiX is not going to be paying attention to that. And of course Queen's just constantly being picked off. VortiX doesn't think he can come back, and well played is thrown down. And that means that TLO will win the game. Congratulations to him. Thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe. I get new games up daily, so I'll catch you all tomorrow for yet another new cast. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.